Oh, dude, you got a Mustang?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I only got the Ecoboost with the performance package on it, but yeah, I really like it.
Why didn't you get the Mustang GT?
Well, why didn't I get the Mustang GT? Better fuel economy, simpler to drive, and because I couldn't afford the Mustang GT.
What?
I couldn't afford the Mustang GT.
Huh?
I couldn't afford the Mustang GT. This is a 2018 Mustang Ecoboost. And not only is this an Ecoboost, this is the Ecoboost with the performance package. Now, you might be saying, well, they don't make an Ecoboost performance package. Well, the performance package was only available on the Ecoboost for 2018. Now, it didn't change any power of the Ecoboost. It did do some styling and handling upgrades, including these black 19-inch rims and the large wing on the back, which you can see that wing on the Mustang GT Performance that is still out today. Now, for handling purposes, they improved the brakes, bigger calipers, and bigger rotors. You also got a wider in diameter anti-roll bar, stiffer front suspension, and stiffer steering. Altogether, this car with the automatic is supposed to do 0 to 60 in around 5 seconds, and with the manual transmission, which this is a 6-speed manual, is supposed to do 0 to 60 in about 5.1 seconds. And I'm not so great with the manual, so 5.1 to me, it seems kind of impossible. And just like every other typical Mustang, this one has the LED lights in the front. Now, one thing to discern an Ecoboost from a GT, if you have a Mustang GT from at least 2018 plus, you get these lines in the grille that run all the way down to here. It's kind of like a diagonal line that you'll see. This one doesn't have it, so you can clearly tell this is an Ecoboost. On top of that, if you come over here, you will see these 19-inch black rims that come with the performance package. This car is finished in shadow black, and it looks sort of dirty because it rained terribly yesterday. This has keyless entry, even though this one is spec'd with the 101A package. Every Mustang has keyless entry, at least now. And back here, you can see this wing that Ford added for the performance package. It is the same wing that they still use on the Mustang GT Performance. And of course, you have your taillights back here with your sequential turn signals that everyone loves about the Mustang. But yeah, other than, I've reviewed an Ecoboost before, I've reviewed a GT before, nothing has really changed for the styling of this car, especially from 2018 to 2021, all the same. The only thing is you can't get an Ecoboost with this wing anymore. This is, only on the GT Performance now. So let's hop into the interior and I'll show you everything there is on this car, which is, not much. So moving on to the interior, like I said, you have a 6-speed manual. This is the MT82 transmission, which I didn't believe people when they said it was a temperamental transmission. It's a temperamental transmission. Now with the performance pack, you can get an auto or a manual, but other things on the interior include these 2 gauges. You have an oil pressure gauge and a boost pressure gauge. And this, like I said, was equipped with the 101A package, which gives you stuff like all these driving modes, these steering modes down here, and you get a 8-inch touchscreen that runs Sync 3 and dual zone climate control now. As for the steering wheel, same thing among all Mustangs. Now this, since it is a regular Ecoboost with the 101A, you can't get the 12-inch digital gauge cluster that you can get on the Ecoboost Premium or the GT Premium. You get the tachometer, the speedometer, and then a tiny little screen in the middle, which the tiny little screen still has plenty of information, and it's not like you're missing out on that much. You're just not getting the really cool 12-inch digital display. Materials in here are generally nice. The upper part of the dash is leather, the side of the infotainment system is leather, the armrest is leather, and the part of the door where you rest your arm is leather as well. As for the glove box size, it's, small, like every Ecoboost is, or every Mustang is. And then for the center console, it's decently small too, so nothing to worry about there. Since this is not the premium model, you do not get leather seats, but the cloth seats are fine. The leather seats are definitely a little more comfortable. That also means you don't get heated and cooled seats, but if you were to move up to the premium, you would get the heated and cooled seats. As for the back seats, I'm not going to try and sit back there because I might break my neck trying to get back there. I've sat people back there before, and it was, decent. With the car on, let's go over some of the electronics in here. For the gauge cluster screen, you get a gauge mode that shows your speedometer, engine temperature, oil temperature, stuff like that. You have your trip and fuel, which shows your fuel economy and current miles per till empty, that sort of stuff. As for track apps, every Mustang comes with the track apps feature. You get an acceleration timer you can test from 0 to 60, 0 to 100, stuff like that, quarter mile time, half mile time. You also get a brake performance timer, which measures how fast you can slow down from 60 or 100 or 120 miles an hour. Line lock, which basically allows you to lock the rear tires, and you can do burnouts. I'm not going to do this because I like my tires the way they are. you have a lap timer, and you have launch control settings. Now, the manuals are the only ones that came with launch controls. You can basically set RPM, hold the clutch in. If you hold the gas all the way in, it'll rev it up to that RPM, and you just let the clutch out, and you can launch the car, which I've done. Also, you do get some driver assistant features settings in here, which is only auto engine off, hill start assist, and rear park aid. I haven't ever seen this car turn its engine off, so I don't know why it has auto engine off. Hill start assist, that's something strictly for the manuals, and then rear park aid, which why would you ever turn that off? As for Sync 3, Sync 3's got plenty of cool little features in it. This one does not have the navigation part in it. You can get it with navigation, but you don't need it because it has Apple CarPlay. This one also has satellite radio, stuff like that. But you control your climate settings through here, your audio, your phone settings. You also have, apps, and then other settings in here as well. But yeah, guys, for Mustang, this is a pretty typical interior. It's been this way for, 6 years now, with just some incremental upgrades. They used to use a different type of sync in here, and it sucked, but in 2017 that changed. Anyways, yeah, so for the Mustang, it's basically been the same since 2015, and this is what you get. It's not like I haven't done already like 10 Mustang reviews, so nothing's changed that much, just the performance package instead. And that is the 2018 Mustang Ecoboost with the performance package on it. Honestly, I love the car. The transmission is still taking a tiny bit of time to get used to, but other than that, I really do love the car, and I can't wait to create more videos with it. Soon there should be a Roush exhaust coming, and I'm going to do a video on that. It sounded pretty decent when I saw the videos of it on YouTube, so I went and bought a Roush exhaust. The Borla one sounded kind of high-pitched and tin canny, and the Roush one sounded a little more mature. So when that comes, you will see a video about that. But for right now, this is the review of my 2018 Mustang Ecoboost Performance. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, go ahead and smash that like button down below. And if you want to see more from us, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.